Ava on the dance floor, the last few bars of this Tennessee waltz type of song begin to fade, and it sounds like something upbeat is coming up next, as the DJ
Okay.
says. Now we got something for a two-step. All you quick steppers, come out on the dance floor. You've got an axe in your hand. Shep, you're
Okay.
whirling her
Yes.
around.
Yeah, I'm leading Ava away, going, "We're not ready for a two-step, honey."
A 16 step. That's at least 8 times as hard as a two-step. It's 2 times
That's
8 is 16.
that's too fast. This one is nice. I liked this
Mm-hmm.
one. This was fun.
So you look
And
over. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Huh?
I was just going to say, once we get off of the dance floor, Shep is going to reach down and kiss the top of Ava's hand and say, "Thank you for the
Oh,
dance."
how cute is
Mhm.
that? So cute.
Such a gentleman. Such a gentleman.
Such a gentleman.
And
That's so sweet.
Lenny similarly bows and says, "Thank you for the dance. And maybe we should try again later."
Try again later.
Yeah. Do you wait? Do you have my number? I'm gonna give you my number. I have such a hard time keeping track of things. I didn't notice your note until like 5 days after. Here.
Yes.
He's
Yes.
so excited that he's standing there, not clearing the dance floor, waiting for you to write your number down on a slip of paper that you produce. And the two-stepper or the 16 steppers um, are filling the dance floor around the perimeter, and y'all are bound to be run over once that music starts. And 5, 6, 7, 8,
We're out.
quickly
Yeah,
take that you get
Ava,
off the dance floor.
let's start taking the thing back.
Yes, please.
So what happened
Going.
was you look, and Erica is a little bit disheveled, and her horns are half off, and the barbarian Kevin looks at her and in a guttural, uh, almost almost understandable English says, "What sorcery is this?" and
Oh no!
pushes Erica away, and
Oh,
and
Oh, the drama.
pulls
I think
back.
that's going to be another bug boy.
He pulls back as though he is going to punch her, like
Oh,
Oh,
full in the
oh.
face. But enough other people have already started to fill in that he finds himself kind of swallowed up by the forming gang around him of dancers. And to the casual observer, maybe Erica just stumbled backwards. She gets off the dance floor heading to 3 o'clock, and he gets off going towards 12 o'clock before the
Okay.
music starts, and he looks angry, as if perhaps he thought she really was a woodland spirit and not
Oh my god.
a common
Oh.
human in disguise. And he starts to wonder if all of these various, dragon kind and what all are also similarly disguised or
Oh
real.
boy. Oh,
He
he's
thought,
a barbarian.
I think Erica's going to go find her baseball bat. You know the one.
Oh
It
Lord.
still has bug juice stuck to it. She won't wash it.
It still has bug juice on it.
It's a trophy.
Erica comes over, straightening her antlers.
Oh
Get it?
my gosh.
Did you get it?
I have it. And Ava's just like holding this axe with her two little hands. So we're taking it back now. We're going to take it back now. Are you okay? Are you fine? Guys are
Me? Me?
Shep.
Shit. Of course I'm
Guys,
all
this is
right.
scary.
Of course I'm all right.
Shep steps back because Ava is.
Did you
I
see?
have it. Look, it's right here.
Did you see that boy? He thought these horns were real.
Oh,
Yeah, there's a reason for that.
What the
well,
hell?
you know, you did a really good job on them, Erica.
Oh,
He's she no, just normal, just supernatural hijinks, like usual.
Let's see,
Guess
one of them.
demons aren't his type.
He must be a frat boy.
A frat boy. Oh, that's what you call them. Yes, I've been saying the wrong word.
You look over to the east
They're
and
scary.
south to that other weapon area, which is probably where there
That's
are a few archery targets, and
Uh-huh.
you see, much like the barbarian took a few steps back before he started throwing his
Mhm.
axes in a few entertaining ways. You see the crowd is parted, and you see Irondrawer a full 25, 30, maybe 40 feet back, firing arrow after arrow into this building.
That's
Now
him.
you're a good half acre away, several hundreds of feet, but with each shot, he's putting on quite a performance, and there is a
Yep.
cry of awe and wow, astonishment, as he must be doing a pretty fair job. A pretty
um,
fair job.
Ava, I'm not sure we needed to help him.
Uh, I don't know. They don't belong in this world. They're so lost here. And look at what they did to Erica. Kevin is a menace.
Yeah, but didn't you say that he would go off just as bad and he's got a
Yes,
bow now?
exactly. But these weapons belong to the Ren Faire people, and they're both going
Well,
to cause a scene.
yeah, well, let's take this one back and then we can try to make sure he doesn't steal his.
Yes, I'm just gonna take this axe and keep it away from her person so that she doesn't accidentally like cut herself with it and take it back. She goes,
It's
"This was
not
off
really
of
that.
your grounds."
It's not really that sharp.
No, but she's a nerd and she doesn't know any better.
Okay.
I think
She
Shep
brings
will
it
be
back.
hiding behind Erica.
Okay. Sophia, would you like to go with them and return the axe?
Yes, I'm gonna follow them.
Okay. Well, would you like
Rennie has
to?
my number. I have saved my progress. He can't disappear again.
He says that the Wizard of Oz is going to be the opening show at that theater,
Oh,
and then he dot dot dot, as he is not sure that you even found the tickets, or if you haven't said anything, like you're trying to. Well, I've got another date, so I'm not going to tell him that I'm going, that sort of thing. And he says, yeah, the Pine Box Theater. Its opening show in 1938 was The Wizard of Oz, and that's going to be the first movie they show. It's going to be a big shindig, a big soiree. Um,
oh, that sounds really neat.
and he's trying to think of where he's going to put your number, that he's not going to lose it. He doesn't have a
Oh my
pocket.
god.
You
He
know what he
doesn't have any
does? He
pockets.
he
Put it
he
on
he,
your hat.
he takes off that hat with that long, ridiculous,
Oh,
um, dramatic feather. It's probably like an emu feather or something like that. Very
Nice.
long, like maybe a peacock feather. It has a band around the outside. It probably has some sort of folded band on the inside, and he tucks it into the inner band and puts it on. And very gallantly, he tips his hat to you, and he turns to walk away, and then he thinks better of it, and then he sort of like faces you and sort of sidles away.
what a nice guy.
Yep.
I'm just sitting here hoping that Mir has been taking pictures of all of this.
I'm a journalist, of course. Of course, I have.
Beautiful. So,
Awesome.
What are you going to do with this
returning this
axe?
axe.
How would you um, suggest that you would return this? I could see anything from you going up to hand it to the girl and say something like it was dropped right here, or maybe just trying to drop it in the
Um,
basket surreptitiously, Or
We did mention that they were missing one, I believe. And Shep had said that there was one missing. And so I would be
Oh,
more than
Shep didn't
happy to
say.
just.
Shep wrote a 3.
Oh well, I forgot. Somebody was talking to somebody from this stall, and so whoever that was that we mentioned it to, like, you're missing one, and I think that guy took it. I will just go back and tell them, oh, here it is. it's I found it. It had
yeah,
fallen.
it fell between, like, there's some vertical cracks, some gaps in the wood
Yeah.
that form this wide stall of
Hmm.
like there's like a sill where you could put a drink down, and
Yeah.
and every so often there are some posts that go from the sill up to the eaves, which sort of naturally separate the area
I want
that you
to.
stand to throw.
I want to
Sure.
take it over there and just hold it in a very awkward manner and just like I found it. And I'm gonna just like very carefully put it in the box of where it's supposed to go because this
Okay.
was the missing axe. I
Okay.
just wanted to bring it back.
So working
Thank you.
behind there now is someone that I will call a haughty courtesan, an older woman, also dressed as a lady of the evening, a madam, if you will. This haughty courtesan tips her hat to you and says, "Thank you for returning that,"
Mhm. Mhm.
and says
No problem.
something like, uh, three che- three cheers. Let's see, are you dressed as a fairy? Three cheers for the
She is
fairy.
dressed for the elven as an elven fairy.
Yeah, three cheers for the fairy. And the people around go, three
Oh,
cheers for the fairy.
oh, that's a lot more attention than I expected.
Everyone's looking at you, Ava. There are boys
Oh,
looking at you. You realize that your
oh
dress
no,
is
the worst.
your dress a little bit short as well? How embarrassing!
Her dress,
Or is it
her,
long?
her dress
I
comes up
remember
to
it
like
was.
Her knees?
her knees. I think it's like a teacup.
Okay,
I think.
okay. It's even below the knee, I'll say. But boy, that hmm, the top, however, is low cut.
Yeah, she has this actually what I'm wearing right here going on, except
Aha!
it's like a corset.
Three
Yeah, turned
cheers!
into
Three
belts.
cheers for the elf! And a middle-aged man says, "Can I buy the elf a glass of wine?"
Oh, I can't drink wine.
He's dressed like Friar Tuck, little paunchy pot belly, and tied with a rope, and
That's
kind of
too funny.
baggy sleeves, and like a friar's robe, and maybe like a big faux medallion with like a big faux cross on it.
She's got her little hands like tucked up against her, like, oh no.
Can
It's
I?
like I can't drink any wine.
Oh, and then he's going to think that you're telling him that you're not of age, and he says, "I beg your pardon," and he sidles away in embarrassment. It's hard to tell with these people in Renaissance garb just how old everyone is. A
Yeah,
show,
she's.
a show, a mock battle! Someone cries out.
Oh.
I was
Oh,
waiting.
there it is.
I thought I thought they were going to be tilting at the what's the phrase for two men on horseback with lances? Tilting
Oh,
at something.
Jousting.
jousting.
Jousting. Yeah, I should know. I'm from Maryland. God, jousting is like the national. It's that or lacrosse is like the national sport or the state sport. I should have remembered. I'm embarrassed, but yeah, we were expecting a joust. It's a battle between an elf and a barbarian, and a
Oh
crowd
shit.
is gathering. Across the way, a man is yelling, "He took my staff! The barbarian took my staff!" He's not complaining. He thinks it's part of the show.
Oh no. Uh oh, I need to go back and I need to go over to that now. Thank you. Goodbye now. And she
Sure.
leaves this axe stall
Thanks for your honesty.
back to her
And,
friends.
and she says, enjoy the show. And then she thinks to herself, no one told me there'd be a show.
Gonna go over there with everybody else, Erica and Sophia and Shep, and like, you see, they're already going. They're doing the thing. Oh dear.
I don't know what we can do to stop it now.
I don't
Uh,
know, but they came from a Dungeons and Dragons game. Some kind of weird sorcery is afoot.
yeah.
Kevin the
Maybe we can
Barbarian
figure out what that is.
Kevin the Barbarian is spinning that staff. Although it might shatter if it's used, it doesn't look like a bow staff that a martial artist would use. It looks like a piece of a tree, like a tree branch, probably acquired just for this event. But he's spinning it masterfully, around and around, and behind his back. It spins as he approaches, and the elf draws a dagger and, in a defensive posture, um, is goading him forward with his hand, like, "Come on, come at me, big boy."
Oh no.
Yeah. I
Oh
know the
no.
barbarian is a bit of a jerk, but I don't know if the elf is any better.
Yeah. Well,
He likes squirrels.
yeah, I don't know, but he seemed nice. He fed a squirrel.
Yeah, but he's like taunting him now. He's wanting this fight just as much as the other one. Let's just
He
say
did
that.
mention he did mention
The
that because
barbarian.
Kevin was disrespectful, he was gonna start a fight if he saw him. So they're both causing a ruckus, and I don't know exactly how to stop. Wait, wait. We still have the character sheet.
Yes, you
Maybe,
do.
maybe if we get rid, can, should we
Well,
should we get rid of the character sheet and like cut it up
Oh,
or something?
rip it. Just tear it apart.
Uh, okay.
It's this is weird magic going on. Maybe his soul is in the
give it
sheet.
give it to Sophia. She's done this before.
Wait, I have? When did I do
You mean
this?
you
At the
mean burning
trailer.
At the trailer? What did I do at the
burning
trailer?
stuff?
Oh, I
Wait a minute.
have
Wait a minute.
burned,
Ava, I
used
recall. I recall you
quite
said
a
it.
few things
You set off
actually.
like an ammonia bleach bomb.
I did. I did.
Yeah,
She
but
but I will
Sophia made somebody drive it through
That's
a
true.
car window.
That's true. But I will we have this sheet with us, and I remember that Frederick gave it to us, and we're gonna try and figure out this would how this would go down. And at this moment, it seems like it's gonna be a little messy. So
The elf pulls
I
out this lens, aims it at the barbarian, seems to speak a word, and this piercing ultraviolet light, this laser like beam of light, hits the barbarian in the eyes, temporarily blinding him, as the elf laughs and cackles with glee and does a cartwheel aside from him, so he isn't standing where he once was. And the barbarian swings his staff wide,
Shep's just
missing.
looking now and trying to putting his hands out in front and wondering, can I just get both of them?
with your fish. I'm going to take the character sheet that I have,
Hmm.
and uh I will begin to rip it apart just to see if something happens.
I like that idea. I like you thinking out of the box that way. That as a dean, that keeps me on my toes, and it intrigues me because it means that you are all enmeshed in the adventure.
Mm.
Tearing up the character sheet does not have any effect.
Oh no, guys. He's still standing. I ripped this apart.
But you had it in your hands.
I have what?
Oh, you had his whole life in your hands, though.
I
How does
know it's
Kevin have faith?
gone.
I mean, you rip
It's
it in half.
blowing in the wind.
No, you rip it in half, and you look at it. I mean, there's still printing on it. There's still that piece of artwork of the elf with
I
Maybe
the.
we have
told
to
y'all we
burn
should
it.
burn it,
No, it's
but
not the
y'all
elf's.
wouldn't want to.
I'm sorry, it is not the elf's character sheet. Marcus
No, it's
Cannon has it.
Kevin's.
It's
It's
Kevin the
Kevin's.
Barbarian. Yeah, you rip it up and you look at it. and it still
Maybe we do
shows.
really have to burn it.
I told y'all we should burn it, but you said no.
Well, I mean, causing a fire in the middle of a fair is probably, dangerous. But do you have a
Uh,
lighter?
I'm
Uh,
There
sure
are
there's a
there are
smoke
is there a
security
barrel
guards.
somewhere.
campfire?
There are security guards,
There's
and there has been a fire warning in effect in the dry
yeah.
Yeah.
weather. Not that you couldn't do that. Not that you couldn't surreptitiously do it inside of one of the trash barrels and just drop it burning into the
Yeah.
barrel, and
Y'all could take it
no one would ever really see you light it. I don't
into the
think.
ladies' room.
Oh, that's what I forgot to put on the map.
That is
Sure,
true.
there's a row of spotta pots
Porta
Oh,
potties.
Do they
down
have
near the dog
bathrooms in
down
the
near the.
costume?
I did. These people, no wonder they're dancing. They're actually jumping around, clenching their legs
That's too
together.
funny.
How
I
embarrassing
love
for the
it.
dean. Oh, but yeah, there's a row of
It's
spotta
okay.
pots. They're down. They probably line up next to the barn where Paul Vanderhorn keeps all of his machinery and stuff.
Can I let's see. Erica and Mir are near us. Um can I ask one of them if they have a lighter? I don't I don't know if either of them smoke.
well, we know what Mir smokes, but would he bring his lighter out here in the 90s when it wasn't legal?
I'm just gonna ask them, and then I'm gonna ask Sophia if she has something maybe that we could use to light this matches, maybe?
Since since I did make this costume myself, I would like to say it has many pockets.
Certainly.
Yes.
Yes.
I think I could find a lighter in one of these pockets.
I think that a MacGyver would certainly be able to find a lighter.
Scavenger.
Yeah, scavenger. Certainly.
Beautiful.
You paid
You
for
look
the
just
edge.
like MacGyver.
Yeah, you paid for the edge. Why not take advantage of it? Eric is like, this is great. Look at them go. Man, they must have choreographed and practiced this.
Oh boy. Let's do it.
The elf goes up and pirouettes close and slices Kevin the Barbarian's bicep, drawing blood, a thin cut. Um,
I
Barbarian,
don't
almost
know,
with
Erica.
preternatural senses, dodged away at the last moment, and people are still thinking this is part of the show. He must have had blood, must have had that fake blood on the blade and just drew it across his arm. Still, it's a good show. The barbarian, holding the staff in one hand now, flails out with a
uh,
punch with the other, shaking the blindness from his eyes.
I'm awaiting anybody to hand me a fire starter.
I hand Faith the lighter that I fished out of my pocket.
Sure.
Wonderful. I want to get away from the people and try and find a trash can as I begin to start to burn this character sheet, starting at the portrait.
Okay.
Shep's like, Erica, let's get a closer look.
I've already been nose to nose with Kevin, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Noble sacrifice.
It's an old lighter. It's probably very low on fluid. Ava, you can make a repair roll with your repair skill if you like.
Yes,
I would say
please.
science may also apply. They're both a D8. A force of success. You activate with a little bit of remaining fluid in this. It's a solid lighter. It's like a Bic, but you can shake it and know there's a little liquid inside. Yeah, burst into flame. You hold it into the trash can, um, and yeah, you're probably holding the two halves of the sheaf of paper with one hand and setting it ablaze with the other, and it starts to
Yes.
crisp and burn as the flame licks its way across the paper. There's nothing really in
want
this
to do
trash
that.
can that would burst into flame. It's not like full of oily rags or anything. It's full of empty plastic cups and a couple of styrofoam plates and whatnot with some chicken, turkey bones and stuff.
I
like that.
will.
Maybe one
Um,
plastic sword that broke and somebody threw it away. It was no longer part of the costume.
I want to turn to see if I can spot like Kevin in the distance if anything is changing
Oh, they're
with
going at
the
it.
sheep burst.
They're going at it.
Oh no.
A swing of the staff in a very skilled manner. Um, Looks like it is going to take out Iron Drawer at the knees, but he flips over it, landing deftly on his feet, and mocks the barbarian.
Oh dear. Oh dear. I am going to go back to the others and tell them, I burned it. Nothing happened.
Maybe we have to deal with the actual two people that were jerks to each
Uh,
other and brought these jerks over.
Frederick and Marcus?
Because if
No.
these two are here, they are probably here, maybe in the D&D
That's worth a penny.
tent.
If I was a nice DM, I would actually give you two, but I'm not, so I'll just give you one. Oh, and
Oh,
at this point in
bundle.
time, I think
Something you can handle.
I'm going to show off my East Texas University T-shirt that we ordered for the group
Aw,
as well. With that said,
delightful.
you see Joni, Jody Stone, and Kenneth Manning, the DM, walking your way, carrying like a caddy of drinks and a couple plates of food. Looks like they're heading past you up to one of the pavilion tents, up to that in that general direction, and they're watching
Oh,
what's going on. And look, a show. Oh, hi
oh
guys.
dear.
Hi.
You, you, do you know where Frederick is? And Marcus?
He looks at the two figures that are sparring. He looks at the crowd, almost hemming them in, but giving them enough room to safely ply their combative prowess. And he says, "Oh my God, it's them, isn't it? Come with me, quick, quick!
Yeah, yeah,
Come
yeah,
on,
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
you
yeah, yeah,
know,
yeah.
don't you?
come on,
Let's
Jody."
go.
Okay.
Oh, let's go. Let's go figure this out, friends. We'll head on out.
Yeah.
Going to the
Uh
pavilion.
oh.
Oh boy.
I really don't want to have to bring the other one back up and put it in my background. So,
It's a little map.
yep.
It's a baby map.
Okay. Do combat tracker.
Eek.
Ellen Love. Frederick
What do I have a feeling
Doyle.
once I hear
Jody
combat tracker
Stone.
that it's a
Kenneth.
good thing I took Alon as my advance?
I did take healing and shooting. I did throw those in. So I'm committed to those skills for my advancement.
I just, after the week I had last week that I was telling y'all about, I took every advance I've gotten, I got, has been Alon.
Oh my god. What does that do?
Doesn't it give you a bonus to any rerolls
Plus,
to failed checks?
plus, yep, plus two to
Oh.
rerolls.
Ah,
And
That
luckily, I've
seems
got some rerolls this week.
You should be able to see these figures as
Yep.
I add them.
uh-huh.
See, I suck a lot less than I used to. I'm not very good, but I suck a lot less.
Progress is progress.
My friends, this is true. Sophia, Shep, Ava,
Yes.
you are in the
Oh, great. You
pavilion.
put me near the barbarian dude.
You can be next to Alan. You can be next to Alan
Yes.
Love, the cleric.
Uh, I'll go by the underwear boy. I suppose I did save his clothes.
and his dignity.
Oh my gosh, right. That poor boy.
Although I do like the fact that the cleric's last name is Love.
spread, spread the love. Guys, it's happening. Let's get this done. Don't tell me what to do, you jerk, says Marcus Cannon. The DM, Kenneth, says, okay, you are in and he's having a hard time um, formulating a word. I think we are in a sort of semi um, task. Would anyone like to give direction to Kenneth Manning, the DM, who is stumbling over his words? This is a dramatic task.
Um,
What's going on? What's happening right now?
The goal here is friendship.
Can't we all just
Yeah,
get
yeah.
along?
We we need proper friendship and party cohesion because things are a little wild right now.
psst, did we get anything that would help with this?
No.
Hmm.
And, I want to tell the DM that maybe he could perhaps use us as NPCs for his game to help alleviate the situation.
That's a great idea. You're a bard, and you're in a subterranean dungeon. You're in a room that is 40 feet by 40 feet square. There is a door to the east and a door to the west. There is a barbarian and an elf and a wizard that you are with, and there's a cleric who is uh, just got done healing the wizard. Uh, what would you like to do?
Uh, Friends.
You can make a persuasion roll, make a performance roll.
Yeah.
Can I use a cult to try to get some sort of ambiance going or ritualism?
Absolutely. There were a couple
That's
of
what I'm.
unlit candles on the wooden table to provide an ambiance.
Are we all bards?
Are we all bards?
Um,
Sure.
you can be
We
whatever
I
you
can
want.
cast friendship.
I I
I play a
oh boy.
soothing melody on my non existent lute.
Okay, make a performance roll. A
And I'm
success.
going to start chanting like I did in
Make
in
it a
the
cold
truck.
roll. Make it a cold roll. A success. Abel, what would you like to do?
Uh, uh,
You could light the candles. You do have a lighter.
yeah. I wish to make this happen. I will make the little lighter work, and I'll pretend that I'm just casting some magic. Woo,
Very good.
wizardry.
What sort of roll would you like to make? It could be a
Let's
cold. It could be
see.
science. It could be repair. It could be
Well, I'll make it
performance.
science since I had fixed the lighter earlier, but I'll make it.
Very good.
She'll make it work somehow. Yes, yes.
You do. A respectable +3. Do, do. Oh, let's see. Mm. he go? Where'd he go? Do 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 do. I'll drop another penny. Nope. He's stuttering and he's unable to formulate coherent thoughts. He's shocked by what he saw outside, and in fact, as you feared, it sounds like the crowd is encroaching upon the tent, following the two combatants. As you're closest to the opening, the open flap of this pavilion, you look out and you do see the barbarian covered with several slices, one on his thigh, the one that's on his bicep, and perhaps a stab that would have disabled a lesser man. The elf is also limping and not quite as not with as much aplomb as he was before, as he is currently taking this barbarian and he casts what seems to be some sort of a missile made of acid, goes from his hands and hits the barbarian, staggering him back, opening up a hole in his chest and melting away some of the fur. And people in the crowd are like, "This is great! This is great!"
Oh, this is not great. Oh, this is not great.
Alan. The cleric is trying to help. Guys, you got to try to get along. Let's put this to rest. Can't you guys just bury the hatchet one time?
Yes, please.
Marcus Cannon says, I'd like to bury the hatchet, but not the way that you think.
Shep is going to look over at Frederick and go, "Dude, do you remember how those jocks made you feel? Why are you doing this here? We should all be Dungeons and Dragons friends and let
Yes.
bygones be bygones."
Agreed. Very much agreed. I don't. It was so scary going up on the tree in front of that house full of so many boys, and you
I
were
mean,
running around with paint on your back without any pants, and that's no way to live.
and you
Or
saw how
awkward.
good our little group would manage to come together and find a way to help you out.
Yeah, you guys could do the same, can't you?
He,
Pray for this role.
Frederick tries to persuade Marcus to play the game, and Marcus retorts with an insult and probably says something about his Frederick's very small manhood, that he wish he had seen him running around in his underwear. It would have been great sport.
Oh no, you would not.
Are you just a fake nerd? You have
Fake
no
nerd.
you have no compassion for your fellow.
Yeah, I'm a fake nerd because I'm not a nerd. Next round.
Frederick.
Next round of this
Frederick
task.
Doyle.
Frederick Doyle just needs to be punched. Where's Erica?
Frederick Doyle? No. He was Kevin's player. He was trying to reason with
Okay,
Marcus
and
Cannon.
I'm looking at
He
the
was
wrong
reasoning
one.
with.
Marcus.
He was trying to reason with the
Marcus
player
is
of
the
the elf.
one that's being obnoxious.
The elf's player. Go figure.
Right?
Just as it would turn out.
Well, this go around, that was my shot. I'm going to try to roll a persuasion roll.
Okay. Success.
Yep.
Sophia, Ava, would you like to do anything?
I well, let's see.
You're making
These guys
well-reasoned
are
arguments.
these guys are outside of the tent now. They're getting quite close. With my smarts, actually, this is technically connected to their game already, so that's already been kind of established, hasn't it? That whatever
You
they're
could make
doing in their game is happening right now.
you could make that assumption.
Okay. She's wondering if she were to actually do something in the real world, if it would affect something via their actual game as well, or vice versa.
You sense that you are in the pavilion, but around you in a blurry fashion, you sense that you're in a 40 by 40-foot stone walled room with a door to the east and a door to the west.
Huh. Oh gosh.
Combat continues outside. The barbarian howls in pain as the acid begins to eat away at his flesh.
Hmm. Um, I think since it seems like Shep is making a good like attempt within the pavilion, I think that maybe Ava is gonna try and uh secretly take a shot with her salt bomb at the elf.
Okay.
Maybe try and get him in the eyes. In those magenta eyeballs of his.
Oh, such a shame. Now, would you like to do this? Well, yeah, he can actually target him.
Because Marcus is being a jerk, and Frederick is actually trying to be like, all right, I guess, yeah, we can, figure it out. She has a scientific brain. She wants to see if something will happen.
Wonderful.
How connected these things are.
You can use
Yeah.
athletic. Let's use athletics as your attempt to contribute to the dramatic task.
Yes.
Which makes sense because 4 is your target number.
Mm-hmm.
If you hit with a raise, then you have given him the bonus that he needs. 5 is a success. Sophia, would you like to contribute, or Ava, would you like to burn a Benny?
I'd like to contribute. Just try to convince these guys that they need to just get over things because actual real people are getting hurt and may die, and realer people might get hurt over the mess outside.
Let's see a die roll. A well-reasoned argument, although in truth, no one's really been, wow, hurt yet. Mm-hmm.
With a raise.
A success. You're in a 40 by 40-foot room, Kenneth Manning says, and the door to the east bursts open, interrupting your rest, causing your bickering to stop for a moment. As you look at what walks in, you see a huge arm with sharp talons and feathers up and down the forearm reach through the door. And you see what looks like a big owl peering through at you with beady little black eyes and a viciously curved and Jody Love says beak. Yeah, a beak. It looks like it's going to come in and attack you. Kenneth Manning.
Yes.
Ellen Love. Frederick Doyle, the barbarian. Let's see what he manages to come up with. see what Marcus rolls. Okay, you seem to be making some progress convincing them. Maybe some more different successes with different skills may be the convincing factor as we go to the next round. The barbarian clouts the elf on the side of the head, sending him sprawling in your direction. The barbarian looks in and sneers at you, Ava and Sophia.
Ah.
Lets out
Oh,
a war cry. Some of the crowd outside says, "Whoa, that looked real."
oh boy.
And this third and final round, you can roll individually to try to accomplish this task. Kenneth says, "It looks like this giant beaked owl that walks on its hind legs is approaching you. It's going to come in, and it looks like it's going to, it's coming up behind the barbarian who doesn't really sense it." Marcus says, I, I, um, I pull I pull Irondrar's bow, and I take a shot.
Oh boy.
Alan Love says, I, I'm going to cast a spell of protection around the barbarian. Another success. 2, 3. What would you like to do, Ava?
I'm being glared at. Is that correct?
He's more affixed on Irondrar the elf, as he just
Okay.
staggered him with a shot with his staff, this tree branch, to the side of the elf's head, drawing blood and making the elf's eyes glaze over briefly.
Okay. So these guys are currently fighting something, and let's see. Frederick is next to me. Oh, I will join in on the persuasion party here and just be like, see, you don't fight anymore. Work together to beat up the owl creature. We can do it, guys. We can make it happen. Get her little
Okay? Jody, who's playing the
wizardry
wizard, sounds
stuff.
like she's trying to speak in the elven tongue, um, and is failing miserably.
Hmm?
Sounds like a bad French chef. We must kill the bear, the Albert.
Uh-huh.
We
Uh-huh.
must work together,
The wizard.
mon ami. A very poor rendering. Go ahead, make your roll, Ava.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Your perception is that this group is finally starting to gel, and that the Marcus and Frederick are starting to enjoy the exchange and are immersed more in the game and less in a duel of personalities. Shep, what would you like to do?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try to light my staff up
Okay.
since you said a new skill, so that's the only other thing I could think of. Except for failing miserably in the Spanish language.
Okay.
Oh gosh.
You used your electronics skill to add wiring to this to make it glow like a
Mm-hmm.
wizard's orb. A 7 is a fair roll. The players at the table are really immersed now. Cool, dude. Man, that's awesome. It looks like. What did you want to make it flicker in red and orange like a real flame, or was it like blue electricity? Zap.
Blue electricity, and I'm also trying to keep up that previous occult roll
Okay.
from the first time to try to doing the chanting and stuff, just trying to merge it all together to give them some ambiance.
I tossed a Benny into your tray because that reminds me of that Tesla coil, that Tesla device that you had used previously. You had disarmed
Hmm.
and destroyed in the Robert E. Lee Technology and Applied Engineering Building. Sophia, it looks like the barbarian is looking to charge into the tent at this point, using the staggered elf's momentary um, stun as an opportunity for him to do something else. What would you like to do?
Oh, I can see that hat. Oh dear. Um. Well, I do have my stun gun.
Okay.
Eek.
Uh, I'm gonna use it on him.
Okay. He charges. He is next to you. He is within combat range of you. Would you like to target him? Actually, this is a part of the task. So just roll your. What was it? Was it fighting? Was it athletics?
Um,
Was it a
un-
was it the taser that is a firing? I think it's something you know. I'm thinking of the Nerf gun full of holy water. I
range.
I think this is
Yeah,
an.
I think it's
I,
under the Nerf gun.
Her,
Yeah,
oh, the
I think
taser gun?
I have
I,
that. I have that
I
page
think
marked.
that's just like a cattle prod, isn't it?
Stun gun. Uses shooting.
Yeah.
Range 124.
I
A 3.
believe. We're gonna try that again, of course.
Wizard.
Oh,
Your impression is that he doesn't consider you a worthwhile adversary and is likely going to push right past you, perhaps to one of the boys in the tent. Kevin the Barbarian nimbly spin moves around you, moves between you two.
Oh,
He jumps on top of the table. This guy has a tremendous vertical leap, knocking tables and papers, books, and dice askew as he spins around, wielding that staff. And of course, there's room at the top of the pavilion, such that he does not snag it in the top. Iron Drawer the elf enters the
oh.
he enters the enclosure as well. He draws an imaginary. Well, it's not really an imaginary bow because to all of you, it appears as if he has a bow in his hand. Kevin the Barbarian has a huge two-handed battle axe in his hand as he spins it menacingly. That staff has become a tremendous double-bladed axe. Iron Drawer the elf fires an arrow past you, Sophia, at the barbarian. No, past the barbarian. You are momentarily viewing this from the eyes of the players in a 40 by 40-foot room. Iron Drawer the elf
Oh.
fired his bow over the shoulder of the barbarian and hits this owl bear that comes in and shrieks with a hooty hoo of pain. Um, Frederick Doyle says, I hit the owl bear with a natural 20. That's a critical hit. And Marcus Cannon says, the owl bear where? And he whirls around and says, for combat, bring it to me, Feather Boy, as he spins around laughing. And Iron Drawer
oh
the
boy.
elf pushes something into your hands. Let's see. Shep.
Hmm.
He pushes a pouch, a satchel into your hands. momentarily as
Shaken.
as he fades away, as does the barbarian.
Y'all did great. See, that is what Dungeons and Dragons can do for you.
They're not even paying attention to you. An
Let's get
18
out.
that hits.
Let's get out of here.
I'm going to heal the barbarian from his acid wound.
They discovered the power of friendship.
Um,
Or at least working
does,
together.
does it look like it's bloodied yet? I'm going to look through the door. Are there any more of them coming up, or is this one by itself? I slice at it, a clean shot across its midsection, um, parting feathers and sinew and blood sprays. A fair hit,
Uh,
a fair hit. Uh, the owl bear swings and and clips you, spinning you around and doing 11 points of damage. 11 points. I've got hit points for days. I'm a barbarian. And they continue playing as you stand
oh,
outside. And around
Oh,
outside,
delightful.
the crowd cheers and they're clapping uproariously. And they're trying to figure out what sort of escape hatch was in here that let the two combatants kind of vanish from their line of sight as in